Hello and welcome to this lesson by the Diploma in Arts Business Management. This lesson is part of the module Festival and Event Management. Hello, my name is Mr. Darrell Chan and I am one of the lecturers in the Diploma in Arts Business Management. So let's begin. This lesson is about festivals and it's going to be an introduction to the different types of festivals that are around the world. So my question to you is, have you been to any festivals before? All right, think about it. You go to an arts festival, music festival, theater festival, visual arts, or even a dance festival as well. All right. In recent times, especially in Singapore, we do have quite a lot of festivals actually, not just related to certain art forms, but also in relation to different commemorations, events, milestones as well, and celebrations. Right. Now, what are the kinds of festivals have you attended? Okay, could it have been any one of these? Let us look. Could have been an arts festival. Maybe some of you have attended the Singapore International Festival of the Arts, or SIFA for short, which has been around for about 4 to 5 years since its new inception. How about sports festivals, right? Have you attended Olympic Games? Have you attended SEA Games before? Or maybe you have been one of the lucky few to have attended the FIFA World Cup, all right? So these are huge, expensive festivals that attract and appeal to a lot of people. And it isn't just being present there at the festivals themselves, at the events, but also it's also screened and broadcasted worldwide as well. So these festivals, especially in the sports area, do attract plenty of people to watch, to consume, to listen, and to debate as well. How about culture and heritage festivals? So have you attended the Singapore Heritage Festival, for instance, which takes place also every year, roughly around April to May? Now, these festivals do highlight and showcase various culture and heritage that's part of a country or part of a city. And in the Singapore Heritage Festival, for instance, given and depending on the different themes of the festival as well, they do showcase possibly cultural artifacts, products, practices, and traditions in Singapore that may have been forgotten before, or they are trying to revive them. How about culinary festivals? Yes. So there is this event called the World Gourmet Summit, and this brings different individuals with culinary expertise and interest to come to this event to celebrate food, all right? Also to eat food, okay? But at the same time, also to listen to chefs and cooks talk about new dishes. It's also to push the boundaries of what culinary arts is, all right? And also for a chance to network as well. And this is also another important aspect of festivals and events here, that it gives people an opportunity to talk, communicate, and network with one another. And also down to ourselves as individuals, we have birthdays. Some of us celebrate anniversaries, whether it's a wedding or attachment anniversaries as well. These are certain milestones that people do celebrate. Right? So some of you who might have, in America, for instance, people hold big birthday parties to celebrate a child's 16th birthday, right? Or the sweet 16th for that matter. And these are milestones which people celebrate, and some of them throw huge events just to commemorate this particular milestone. How about a religious festival? Some of you might have attended Thaipusam or the Hungry Ghost Festival, right? And different religious groups here in Singapore also celebrates their religious events or dates with festivals as well. So in a glance here, you can see that there are different types of festivals. And I hope that this slide here has also expanded your thinking, your understanding regarding what festivals and events are. So we aim to examine festivals that are in relation to arts and culture in this lesson, all right? There are some definitions we need to go through first, okay? Now, think about this. How do you define arts? Okay, what makes or defines or describes arts? So if we look at the dictionary definition here in this case, it refers to various branches of creative activity, such as painting, music, literature, and dance. right? It also is primarily concerned with human creativity and social life. Now, the first description that you see, you might be familiar with them. Yeah, it does. Arts is about writing, it's about music, it's about theater, it's about painting, it's about drama, it's about dance. But the second definition also gives a depth of what the definition of arts is, which is that it is primarily concerned with the creativity of human beings and also social life. You might have been, might have come across this term called, this phrase called arts should mirror life, all right? Or the life actually is a reflection of what the arts is, right? This is really what arts is. Arts should depict life as closely as possible. The arts should also describe human life as closely as possible as well. Now, the definition of culture, very simply put, means the beliefs and customs of a particular society, group, place, or time. So if you think about some of the groups that you're in, whether it's your CCA groups or your family, which is also a group, right, or your friends, which is a group, is there a culture that takes place? And if you narrow down to what that culture is, it really describes the beliefs and customs of that group, okay? And if you enlarge it, it describes the beliefs and customs of a particular society. So in Singapore society, what is our culture? What are our beliefs? What are our customs? Right? Given a particular place, for instance, a church, a mosque, that's a religious place, of course, a school, a company, an organization, a museum, what are the beliefs and customs of that particular place that then defines its culture? And also a particular time as well. So if you think back maybe to the early 2000s, okay, which perhaps some of you were not born yet, there was a particular culture of that time. And if you fast forward now to coming to the end of the second decade of the 21st century, what is the culture, right? It describes a particular belief and custom at a particular time. So with that, let us look at the various types of festivals here. And there are 4 types that I want to introduce to all of you. The first is a type of festival that's based on a particular medium or genre. For example, a music festival or a dance festival or a theater festival. The other type of festival is based on an iconic figure. So in global history, we have come across many different iconic figures from all walks of life, right? Based on theme as well. So each festival has a particular theme that they try to communicate to the public and to the potential festival attendees. And lastly, it is also city-based, based on a particular location in the world. So let's look at the first type, which is based on a medium or genre. So I want to introduce to you this Byron Bay Blues Fest. So the Byron Bay Blues Fest is actually held in March every year at Byron Bay. So Byron Bay is a location in New South Wales, Australia. And it takes place in March, and it showcases blues and roots music. So if you're not familiar with what blues and roots music is, it is a particular genre of music that originated sometime in the late 1800s, early 1900s in certain minority groups in America. So that's where genres such as jazz, bebop, the blues as well, and even roots music came about. All right, so this is a little taster of what blues music sounds like. So let's watch this video here.
You look so fine,
that gives you an idea of what the blues music or roots music actually sounds like. So it's very energetic, and you can see that it also does attract quite a lot of people as well to attend this festival. So this festival is based on a particular music and genre where people come together to celebrate this music and also to showcase very big name artists to perform and to celebrate this particular genre of music as well. The other type of genre is visual arts. And what better platform, what better festival than the Venice Biennale here? So Venice Biennale actually began towards the end of the 1800s, in 1895 actually, and held every 2 years in Venice, Italy. It focuses largely on contemporary art. All right, so this is of course based on visual arts, and it's attended by many people, not just from Italy itself, but also across Europe, Latin America, North America, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand as well. Okay, so this gives you another idea of what the Venice Biennale actually looks like. Let's watch. All right, that gives you a little understanding about what the Venice Biennale is. All right, and contemporary art, you know, really showcases a sense and of what visual arts can be. It also pushes boundaries a little bit in terms of what people understand about the world that they live in. So they, as you can see there, they use different kinds of tools to represent certain emotions and feelings and sentiments. Okay, so that's what the Venice Biennale is. It also gives an opportunity for artists to showcase their work. Right? So platforms such as Venice Biennale do give an opportunity for up-and-coming artists or even emerging artists to display their latest work, to enable conversations to take place with regard to their work and also what it represents and what it means. And as I said before, Biennales such as the Venice one give an opportunity for art enthusiasts, buyers, gallerists, people who are interested in visual arts in general, an opportunity to congregate together, to network, to collaborate potentially with one another as well. So this is a platform to do so. The other type of arts festival is based on an iconic figure. And I think what better iconic figure there is in the theater world than Mr. William Shakespeare. So in Utah, in particular, Cedar City in Utah, USA, began the Utah Shakespeare Festival in 1962. And since then, they've always been presenting classic and contemporary plays with Shakespeare as the main focal point of discussion. Okay, so let me just play for a little clip to show you what the Utah Festival is like.
The Utah Shakespeare Festival opened its doors in 1962. Now more than 130,000 people attend each year from around the world. We're here in Cedar City to give you a behind-the-scenes peek at this year's Utah Shakespeare Festival experience. Our first stop is a visit with Fred Adams, who founded the Utah Shakespeare Festival 54 years ago. We talked about those early days on the stage of the Adams Theater. So Fred, I love being in your house.
My house.
Your theater, the Adams Theater,
yes.
And I can't believe you started out with folding chairs and a little tiny stage.
We did, just a platform.
Yeah.
And over the years, 12 years it took to before we built this, and then it took another 7 years before we built the whole circle.
Globe.
So that's what the Utah Shakespeare Festival is. So that was the festival founder and director there, Fred Adams. In this particular clip, you can see that they are in actually a particular venue that features all these Shakespearean plays. And actually it mirrors to what Shakespeare used to have back during his time in the 1700s. And that particular rounded circular kind of theater venue where the plays were actually at. So you can actually see kind of like a 360 version of what the actors and actresses are actually doing downstairs, all right? And it gives the audience a very nice close-up view of the play itself. Okay, so this is the Utah Shakespeare Festival. And for music, that I also don't think there could have been any other bigger figure than this gentleman here by the name of Beethoven. Okay, so Beethoven, well, he was born really a legend, and he grew to be a legend as well. And I think many of you will know his history and his story as well. This festival started in 1845, all right, to commemorate the Beethoven monument or the statue that was erected during that point. You can see here in the bottom image. And it was also to celebrate the 75th anniversary of Beethoven's birth. And this festival runs from late August to October every year, all right? Now, so this shows you that many festivals do not just occur within one day or 2 days or a week. Some festivals occur and have a longer duration for about 1 or even 2 months, right? It is because it is an opportunity to really celebrate the man or celebrate the achievements of one person here. It's also interesting because this is held in the city of Bonn in Germany, where Beethoven was born in, yeah? So Beethoven was born in Bonn, okay? And there is a festival called Beethoven Fest Bonn that is held in the city of Bonn in Germany. All right, so there's a really tongue twister there. But let me just show you what the festival is like.
Ein Fest eröffnet im Namen Beethovens, seines Komponisten, der als einer der ersten gelten darf, der mit dem Begriff der Menschenrechte ernst gemacht hat in seiner Kunst.
Beethoven war derjenige, der eigentlich die Musikgeschichte zu seiner Zeit verändert.
Okay, that gives you an idea of what the Beethoven Fest is like, all right? Now, festivals such as the Beethoven Fest and the Shakespeare Festival as well do give an opportunity for the legacy of this particular iconic figure to last. And to last for years and years, even after the individual has already passed on. So it also goes to show that festivals not only showcase work, but festivals serve a certain purpose. And this purpose here is this. It is to lengthen the legacy of this particular iconic figure. It is to introduce to generations after the particular works of this individual who has contributed so much to their particular art form. All right, so I think it's important to note as potential arts managers studying in the Diploma in Arts Business Management that your role as an arts manager also serves to retain or to even maintain and pass on the legacy of certain iconic figures in the arts here. All right, and this Beethoven Fest does really showcase that. The other type of festival is based on theme. So this is the M1 Singapore Fringe Festival. It's usually held around the early part of the year, and the theme for this year's edition is Quiet Riot. So a little bit history of the M1 Singapore Fringe Festival here. As you can probably tell, it is sponsored by M1, the Singapore telco. It is an annual festival of music, dance, theatre, visual arts, and mixed media. So it isn't just particularly focused on one particular art form, but introduces a variety of art forms and showcases them to the audiences. In 1997, it was called Youth Explosion. Okay, and that's where it actually started, the festival. And one came on around 1998, so it has been about 22 years since then that N1 has been the title sponsor of this festival. It was renamed as N1 Theatre Connect because it was largely a theatre festival at that point in time. And then from 2005 to now, which is about 15 years, it has been called the M1 Singapore Fringe Festival. Okay, so this is a festival that's based on theme. Another festival that's really clearly based on theme is the Singapore Writers Festival, also held in Singapore. Started in 1986, about 30 over years ago. Celebrates the written word in the official 4 languages in Singapore: English, Mandarin, what else? Malay, or Bahasa Melayu. And what's the last one? Tamil. All right. So you will hear, you will see discussions of text, of books, of literature, of the 4 official languages here in Singapore. So festivals such as this reflect the national context and description as well of a particular country. So the theme of this year, Singapore Writers Festival 2020, which just occurred in November this year, 2020, was intimacy. Now, the mission of Singapore Writers Festival is to promote new and emerging Singapore and Asian writing to a wider public. All right, so this is an opportunity for writers, right, emerging or established, to be on this festival, to promote their works, and to allow people to discuss what their works are. And like any other artist, literary authors, when they write, they also write about what society is, what life is. All right. So as I go back to my earlier statement, art should mirror life. In this case, literature, the written word, journals, books, they also should reflect what life is as well. It is organized by the National Arts Council, so it is government-led. So the National Arts Council is a statutory board that oversees and governs the arts sector here in Singapore. All right. So this is another festival that's based on theme. The last type of festival is a festival that is city-based, based in a particular location in the world. And this is the Georgetown World Heritage Celebrations that is held every year in Penang, Malaysia. The only exception was this year. So Georgetown World Heritage Celebrations was cancelled this year due to the COVID pandemic. It is actually a yearly celebration to commemorate Georgetown in Penang, Malaysia, where it was inscripted as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So as probably some of you know, to be considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site is a big thing, big deal, all right? So right now, Singapore Botanical Gardens in Singapore is actually inscripted also as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, all right? So it's given a lot of value and a lot of heritage to it as well. In 2018, it was the 10th year of the inscription, and they threw a very good big celebration at that point in time. This is the image that you see here is based on last year's 2019 theme called Let's Celebrate. So the festival isn't just about featuring different art forms, which it does. The festival also isn't just about featuring heritage, which it also does, but it's to celebrate the culture and the history of Penang and of Georgetown as well. So it really showcases and displays the different people who work, who live, who do arts, who contribute to the economy of Georgetown as well. So if you go to Georgetown during this period of time in July every year, you will see that different pockets in Georgetown have different individuals portraying their craft as part of this festival. Okay, so it is a very pretty interesting festival to attend. I personally myself have attended this festival quite a few times, and each time it isn't just a spectacle, but it is also a celebration and a call to, I think, for Malaysians and for people in Penang in particular, to really remember the legacy of Georgetown and to also recall the different traditions and crafts and customs that Georgetown already has for many years. So in summary for this lesson, we have looked at the different types of festival. One that is based on medium or genre, one that is based on an iconic figure like Shakespeare or Beethoven, one that is based on theme, And lastly, one that is city-based, based on a particular location in the world. So with that, I present to you this e-taster lesson on types of festivals that is part of the Festival and Event Management module here with the Diploma in Arts Business Management. All right, and I thank you so much for listening. I hope that this lesson has enabled you to learn more about the different types of festivals. I hope that you could also join us as part of the Arts Business Management Diploma cohort to experience further this module and to also talk about and discuss the different types of festivals around the world. Lastly, I also hope that you as a participant in the arts, you as an audience member, you could also do your part and contribute to our art sector here by visiting museums, by attending shows, by watching productions, whether online or face-to-face, and contribute back to the arts sector here when, of course, the pandemic subsides. All right. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention. And if I may, could you help us scan the QR code below and give us your feedback about this lesson? And I wish you all the best, and I wish you a very enjoyable MP Open House 2021. Thank you very much.